How do thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, what you call TFBs, play into the talent to strength methodology?
Okay. So, one of the things I'm a huge fan of, so in my almost 30 years of working within organizations and leadership, one of my favorite tools is the Clifton Strengths Assessment. And just full stop. I love it. And I could also go into a lot of reasons why and expand upon it. But I'll save that for another time too. What I want to say here is that it opened my mind to a way of thinking unintentionally. I don't think it's not part of the Clifton Strengths framework itself, but it opened the doorway for me to see that at the heart of all human behavior are what we call TFBs, just TFBs. This is, I often picture it as a triangle, TFB. And it stands for thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, because that is what everything a human can do can be described as. Everything a human can do is either thought, feeling, behavior, some combination of them. And the phrase thoughts, feelings, and behaviors is probably one of the most common used in all of social sciences, across all of it: psychology, sociology, anthropology. All the social sciences really use this phrase and almost revolve around it if you look at it: thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. What they tend to do, though, is treat them as three separate things. And they are. They are. However, there are three separate things that are all so inextricably linked that we could just say they're mush them down into one thing. An element I call a TFB. Very original, very creative. But like break down all of human behavior into TFBs. And now let's think about it. In the workplace, what is it you want from your employees? You want them to perform. What is performance? Performance is, break it down, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors around certain activities. You need them to perform what? Their job. Their job is made up of activities. Are they doing it well? Then that means their TFBs are doing the right things. If they aren't doing it well, it means their TFBs are doing the wrong things somewhere in there. Either they're not having the right thoughts, maybe they don't have the right knowledge, they're missing some things, or they're thinking about it in the wrong way. They got a fixed mindset. Their feelings are off. Like, it doesn't feel good to them. It's against their values. It's against their knowledge. They're insecure about it. They don't feel like they're doing good work, or plays to their weaknesses. Who knows what? They don't like the people they're working with. They don't get the connection to the purpose. For some reason, their feelings about the activity are off. And then ultimately, though, what we're really, because we can't see thoughts and feelings, they're invisible. What we're really looking at are behaviors. Then are the behaviors the ones that lead to it? And without knowing about TFBs, I don't know how you're going to fix any of those problems, right? Like think about that. And we want to solve the problems, and there's all these techniques, and that's a topic for another day. But I guess may as well tackle it here. It's the techniques that are dangerous if we don't understand the principles they're built on. And one of the most important principles of anything related to humans is TFBs. TFBs are the fundamental building block of all human behavior, of all human experience. Everything you did today fits into the category of T, F, or B, and nothing else. That's it, if you really break it down. And so what is a person? We are patterns of TFBs. That's what personality literally means. If you go into the definition of personality, it's going to likely talk about a stable set of patterns of how one thinks, feels, and behaves. And so how can we study leadership, something that's so intimately and intensely involving of people, without understanding the fundamental building block? And we don't understand it. We reserve it for academia and specialists in the social sciences, where they talk about thoughts or cognitions, feelings, emotions, or behaviors, conduct. And they have all these fancy words for it, and they're kind of talking around it. But what if we really understood the essential element is TFBs, and that's what we're giving off. That's what we radiate. That's what we emit around us, to the people around us, and that we can dramatically make shifts in the world around us if we make shifts in our and B's, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And if we could just understand that fundamental building block, it opens up a whole range of leadership moves that are possible. So there's a very strong connection between our work with the Clifton Strengths and how that led us into TFBs, and how TFBs are vital for every aspect: communication, leadership, teamwork, performance, culture, strategy. Everything related to organizations can be traced down to what are the TFBs that are needed. We could just call it TFB leadership, really. Like what is progression theory about, or what is positive leadership? It's about understanding the fundamental and trying to think of a word that describes the magnitude of impact of our TFBs. And it's just lying there under the surface this whole time. And it's not difficult. It's not advanced. It's basic. It's getting to the thing, but it's just not so obvious. So we call it basic, but not obvious, or BBNO, or I just call it BIBNO. It's just BIBNO. And within progression theory, there's many BIBNOs. That's what we're pulling out, is what are the basic things, not these advanced high level things that takes a massive IQ to understand, that I wouldn't understand, but more to the base of what are we building upon? What is all of leadership? What is all socialization building upon? It builds upon the infinite number of multiple TFBs, and that they're extremely moldable things, by the way.